Young subs. Mate, welcome to the podcast.
Appreciate you having us.
You've travelled a fair bit.
2 hours, bud, yeah, 2 hours. Traffic wasn't too bad.
You want to, no, it'd be all right. Where'd you come down past Wrexham Oswestry?
Yes, yeah,
it's good.
down the border, yeah. Just a little bit over 2 hours for me.
You just got back off holiday?
Been in Dubai, yeah. Just got engaged to the missus. So
you got engaged?
I got engaged, mate, yeah.
Oh, mate, congratulations, dude.
Thanks, bud, yeah.
Well, that's what a start. How did it look? What did you do? What was the...
On the beach.
Mate, what a setting.
Yeah, I got the Burj Al Arab in the background. And it was funny because I was going to do it. Days kept passing. And because it goes lighter over there earlier, but it goes darker earlier as well. Being obviously in the desert. And I was going to do it on the Monday, I was going to do it on the Tuesday. And it just kept going by. And everyone at home obviously knew I was gonna do it.
Yeah.
And they kept texting saying, everything okay? You know, you've not done it yet. So I was like, yeah, it's all good, it's all good. But yeah, no, the setting were nice.
Mate, good. And obviously she said yeah.
Of course.
Standard. Mate, well, congratulations. But look, we're here today to talk about what is your business. Well, it's one of a few, right? Or
yeah, we've got a few. On the event space, we've got Submission Series, which is the adults.
Fine. So BJJ is the theme for anyone watching this. Brazilian
Jiu-Jitsu. Yeah, we're a sub-only brand. So it's not like the competition scene where it's scored on points for like mount and passing, stuff like that.
Yeah. Just watch when you can't touch the table, it'll pick up through this, that's all.
Sorry, bud.
No, that's cool.
So yeah, sub-only brand.
Yeah.
And then from January we started Young Subs as well, which is on the junior side. And
Mate, I've just seen loads of it. Yeah. Well, we've got two athletes that are ambassadors.
Yeah, you've got Taylor Ben, haven't you?
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah.
Well, it was her dad who reached out and mentioned about you guys. I looked at the product and that, and very impressed, man.
Oh, mate, thank you.
Great work.
Yeah, we're doing some bits, mate.
How long you guys have been in business?
3 years.
3 years, yeah.
Feels like 30. It's just so competitive, mate. And it's through these sorts of partnerships and stuff that I think what we're not trying to do is be one of those brands that just pay for loads of advertising, churn out the same old rubbish. What we've tried to do in both the initial, or in fact all three products and the gummies to be, is trying to improve, tweak, have a bit of more of a purpose rather than just a Me Too brand. But the big thing you'd have noticed, we've tried to build a community.
Yeah.
So hopefully this is the start of something a bit more long term. I'm not into like transactional relationships. And I think what you're trying to do with the young sub stuff is interesting. So for those watching, mate, you might not know anything. What's Young Subs?
So Young Subs, again, it's bringing the next generation through. I mean, in my humble opinion, I think the UK grapplers are in the top 3 in the world.
Yeah.
We've got, obviously, everyone knows the Brazilians are up there, the Americans are up there. And for a long time, we've always had to go to Brazil, which is great. Get that experience. If you want to be the best, you've got to compete against the best. But I think looking at the scene, I mean, we've been kind of the first ones in the sub-only side to do it. And I've noticed a lot more competitions are now coming up here, there, everywhere, which is good. So that there's been a movement that's been created there from what we've done. There's a lot of things that obviously we're doing right and they're copying that. So, you know, we're on the right path. But it's bringing the next superstars through because, you know, if you ask the kids, I mean, they're so confident in interviews. And it's putting the spotlight on them. Like, I mean, I'm not sure if you're familiar with the competitions, but a lot of the brands is multiple mats down.
Yeah.
So you don't really get that spotlight. Everything's on you. Where for us, it's, you know, you've got the flames, you've got the sparks, you've got the sound. They can do their own walkout music, and it's a lifted stage as well.
Right.
So we've got our VIP tables round for obviously the front row guests, and then behind that your standard guests, but everyone can see wherever you want in the room. And because it is only focused on your fight at once, everyone gets to see that. So it does add pressure, but you got to keep in mind the kids are light years ahead. When they enter these big competitions,
they're already used to it.
They know they can handle the pressure.
Yeah.
They've handled that, and you can see a lot of them. They've taken their own journeys. A lot of them are straight up from the get go, winning straight away. And there's a lot of them as well that haven't won straight away, but they've become better grapplers from losing. They've not given in, and they've kind of. It sounds funny, but they've found a way to win. Yeah. Like when you win, you fight. I mean, you'll know from obviously your background in the army and that of when you start like martial arts and you become a brotherhood. there's a lot of things you take from it. You know, there's disciplines that you can
Yeah.
apply in everyday living, can't you? You
Yeah,
know, it's
big
not
time. Huge.
it's not just self-defense, it's the fitness, it's, you know, the flexibility, it's being more confident. And
I think, mate, the big thing for me, for anyone like, well, I don't have kids, but from being around the youth generation, this is the confidence it gives them.
yeah,
You know, we talk about, bullying. I'm a bit sceptical. I know it's not great, but I got bullied a lot being a little ginger spotty kid. I look back, it wasn't that enjoyable. Like, it probably could have been less bullying, but did it make me a bit resilient? Probably. So I think for me, with, you know, the archaic times, as someone might be watching this going, oh my God, here we go, to finding, I think, you know, Joe Rogan talks about it, like putting kids in early into BJJ, learning discipline,
yeah,
probably learning to fail in a positive manner, because that's, you know, because you can learn, or giving space for what some classes failure, or just learn lessons.
yeah.
I think controlling fear at such a young age is a massive upside to walk into young adulthood.
That's a good point. I mean, especially bullying. Unfortunately, you do hear a lot of it in schools and stuff. But I think martial arts, I think it gives people a confidence factor. You know, you got your chest out, your head up. I think a lot of people, like, no one wants to pick on the big guy in the room. A lot of the time, you know, they might not know anything, but it's just that presence. It's how you come across, isn't it, as a person. I've got friends, not just in the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu world, but the Taekwondo world as well, that have been Olympic athletes. A good friend of mine, Damon Sampson, and he teaches a lot of kids, and he comes up with a good system of like a traffic light system. Just so, because you got to keep in mind when you're teaching the kids, there's a way how you come across.
Yeah.
Obviously, so in our day, out and, you know, on the road, you know, green would mean go. So in that situation, so you're in the safety spot now. So it's like when you'll know it's like when you go into a nightclub, for example, and you get that look in the corner. You know when something's going to kick off or something doesn't feel right. A lot of time it's not your fault. It's, you might be out with the missus, you might be out with the lads, and, you know, people have a few drinks, and, you know, before you know it, it's starting, isn't it? So that would be the amber situation, and then when something's going to happen, it's in the red. So how do you move yourself from the amber to the green? It's all about
Yeah, that's quite a cool way.
being aware of your surroundings, isn't it? You know.
And so you must have you got, what's your background?
My background's in traditional jiu-jitsu.
Right.
So I started when I was 13. I got the dog.
Oh, it's that Blake.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The ginger prince is out.
I got my black belt at 19.
Wow.
Yeah. I got in the GB team I think 18. But
Oh, you got just slide stuff in like that halfway. So you're a GB, mate.
Yeah, I got in there for 2 years, but I've always struggled with sciatica in my back, so I've never...
Mate, you've got black belt into the GB team. I wouldn't say that's struggling. I appreciate that competitive level, yeah. But wow, mate, before we go there, black belt, you know, for most people that don't know, I mean, you know, everyone's thinking Karate Kid and stuff, for those who aren't aware of them, the mixed martial arts, or the BJJ scene, but that takes years, right?
Yeah, I did it in 5.5, 6 years. The traditional side, you can do it a lot quicker, where Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, it takes longer.
Right.
I'm not a black belt in Brazilian, but I've always done different things. So I love doing Wing Chun. I love doing...
Which is?
So Wing Chun is, again, it's a Chinese martial art.
Okay.
So they use the center line. So we use the energy of someone to trap.
Nice.
And then... So we kind of use...
Seagal stuff.
Yeah, so he uses Aikido. So
Right.
that's an offspring from Jiu-Jitsu. So you've got Jiu-Jitsu, the traditional side. Aikido's more the wrist locks. And then obviously you've got Judo, which is more focused on the throwing, the throw techniques, which is, you know, if you're looking for that side, that I'd suggest doing that. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, you can't beat Brazilian.
Mate, you're right with dogs, yeah?
Yeah, all good. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu has taken things to the next level, so it's an upgraded system, if you will.
Right.
So they'll take a technique and they'll show you 10 different ways, where traditional side's more toned down.
Fine.
So if you want to get into martial arts, I'd suggest the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu side.
Yeah.
But I think it's having an open mindset to martial arts. Like when me and my brother were training, there's a lot of things, like look at Bruce Lee, for example. You've got to absorb what's useful and reject what's useless, haven't you?
Yeah.
So a lot of the time, would you be in a gi out on the street when you got that thickness? You wouldn't. My Taekwondo, my JKD coach always used to say he always had a great background in Taekwondo. He was great at kicking, but it's no good in the post box. So
Yeah,
you've got to
yeah,
understand
okay.
what you can do,
Yeah.
what you can't do.
Looking at it like tools, I suppose.
Yeah.
What's the right tool for the job?
Yeah. I think if you can do multiple martial arts and if you can take little bits from each art and you can adapt it and you can make what works for you, I think that's the mindset.
What got you into it?
My uncle was going for his black belt at the time.
Right.
I think he did that for a good 15 years or so, but he was on and off and he was struggling with the fitness side because when you go in for your black belt, it takes a lot out of you. You know.
So what would you do for it? To get your black belt?
So you go through the belt. So white belt, yellow belt, they're like stepping stones, and your green belt is where I think your green belt is. For me, I'd probably say it's the best belt because you know what it's like when you go to a class and someone's doing a few throws and you're like, I don't know that one. It's once you've done the green belt, you kind of your foot's in the door. I think that's when you really step.
So what do you mean your fitness then? Is it just the volume of stuff you're trying to do to get the belt?
Yeah, so for example, for his point of view, he completed his brown belt, he was going for his black, and that was like a 2-hour grading, and it's just grueling, it's just non-stop. And he was a little bit overweight, he wanted to obviously get in shape and stuff, and with me being younger, my brother was always into fitness as well. So I started at that point getting into it as well, and he just said like, come down, just try it.
Yeah.
Just try it. And for the first few weeks, it was grueling. You know, we were bashed everywhere, black and blue, and we just like, you know, everyone just kept saying, stick at it, and it becomes a lifestyle. It's like the gym. When you hit the gym, you know, if you have a few days off, you don't feel
feeling it now, mate. I've had 3 weeks off. I feel like I've been in a car accident.
So
5 years for your black belt. Started from your uncle. When did you get in the GB team?
I got in the GB team when I was brown belt. I think I want to say.
Really?
I was 18. Yeah. I got in there.
What was that like?
It was fun. Yeah. You know, you're competing with the best, aren't you? I guess you know.
Where did that take you?
A lot of the training sessions was down in London. So because the team was bigger, we had a north team, we had a south team. So we'd go down there, they'd go down there, and then you'd have like a central meeting ground as well. So I was scheduled to do the WCJJ in Australia, but again with my back and stuff, I couldn't go, which you know I was gutted about. But I got my black belt, and then I took a bit of time off from it. You know, it's a lot of stuff goes into obviously those days.
How much training is involved? You on the mat every night?
On the mat every day, yeah, a few times a day, yeah. And then a few years ago, I came back because I struggled with injury, and they had the Welsh National Championship. And going back into it, I remember thinking like, you know, because I'm only 27, I'm not an old guy, but with being out of the game, you know, it's like you're a bit rusty, and these kids that are coming through, they're lightning fast. You know, they grab your ankle, and it's game over. So for me, it was kind of like a little bit of doubt. I knew what I was capable of doing, but you know, to go back and just test myself, see how I did, and yeah, I walked away with gold, and I was like, yeah, it's
That'll do.
Yeah, class, yeah.
Where did the back stuff come in?
The back stuff was just wear and tear of just constantly
Over the time.
throwing every single night, throwing and being thrown, because when a lot of people go in for the gradings and stuff, it's you're like the hooky, if you will.
So you're just getting chucked around
you
for
throw
fun.
them, they throw you, and it's wear and tear. It's wear and tear.
So that's where young subs is basically you've got a pedigree of being in the game and then just wanting to put on something for a new format, or where did that?
I think, like I said, when you start martial arts, it becomes part of your life, and I've always loved it. And then luckily, one of my friends, Cal, he's got his own club up in Sunderland, and he started Northern Submission Series.
Yeah,
that's what it used to be called. It's now called Submission Series because we wanted to put it across the UK.
Yeah.
Because when I got involved, there was only in Sunderland, and I walked in. I saw the potential straight away. I loved it. I knew there was a few things that was missing that we could make better. At the time, you know, we weren't giving out medals to winners. You know, that's the basics.
Yeah.
You know, I think look after the little things, and then the big things will come. But I loved the production. I loved how from from my point of view, competing, I used to go to sports halls and leisure centres where you'd hear a pin drop. There was no atmosphere.
Yeah.
And people would, you'd watch your friend and then you'd go home. Where I liked how they changed the mindset. So, for example, with Submission Series, it's a show. So you'll go, you might take the missus, you might take the lads, and it's a spectacular. You've got the flames, you've got the sparks, you're offering production, you've got the screen. The fighters have got their own personal walkout songs that they can pick, so it's more personal to the fighter.
Yeah.
Obviously, you've got the reels that go on the social media, on the pages, and again, that's a big tool that a lot of people are using now.
Yeah.
To promote, obviously, themselves. We've noticed a lot of, from that side, we then wanted to do the kids, and when I come up with the idea, a lot of people said, "No, you're crazy. You shouldn't be doing that. You won't be able to match. Because you got to understand there is a skill to matching. And I've said a million times, it's not about me. It's not. It'll never be about me. It's always about the brand. It's always about obviously the kids. It's the people's show. It's their platform. They can obviously express themselves, their own personalities. I'm just the guy who pulls the strings, puts the right people together to put on a show.
Yeah.
And yeah, so back in December, we wanted to do a kids show. And again, sub only, so it's not points. You don't get points for passing or mounting this and that. It's a lot easier to score. If you sub someone, you win the fight.
Yeah.
Judge's decision, it'll go off sub attempts, genuine sub attempts.
Yeah.
So it's a different rule set that the kids haven't really done before. We added foot locks, straight ankle locks, obviously foot locks in as well. That's a grey area because if you look at a lot of comps, they don't do that.
Right. Why is that?
It's just the safety factors.
Because you could easily break someone's ankle.
Yeah, but our argument is our referees, they're all black belts, they're trained, they're overseeing things. We'll always make sure the safety boxes are ticked. The next generation, let's give them a head start. Let's give them a few more tools where when it does, obviously, if they practice them now and then it comes to obviously competing in the big shows in a few years and they've had so many years.
Yeah.
And if you can do arm bars, you can do ankle locks. In our opinion, anyway.
Yeah.
They're just as dangerous. I think it's like anything. If you're doing something where you've not been taught properly and you're doing it incorrect, there's a risk there.
Yeah.
So we have said when it comes to matchmaking, if you don't want them in, just let us know at the beginning, and we can negotiate.
Oh, nice, fine.
So
so you're accommodating for that junior audience, but trying to give them a chance to just push themselves a bit.
Exactly.
That's cool.
Yeah, we never want to throw someone in the deep end where there's not some armbands.
Some would say jiu-jitsu's in at the deep end. Do you know what I mean already? So, but I like the way it increases confidence. So how many events have you done?
We're coming up to number 7 for the kids in Manchester next month.
13th.
13th September, yeah. BEC Arena.
Yeah.
They do the Cage Warriors there. It's it's a great venue.
Yeah, we're coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Get yourself over. 100%.
So to Darren, we'd come and support and see what it was about.
Definitely.
How many people do you normally get to these things in?
It's a good question. The kid fights, we normally get at least 100 kids on, at least.
Really?
Yeah, for Manchester, we've done 70 fights already. So there's 130.
How long to go? Is it all day?
So we all start in the morning.
Yeah.
Only we kick off at 9:10. They'll come in at 8, do the weigh-ins, get all that sorted. 9:10, and then that'll probably go until like 4 o'clock. We'll have a little hour break, quick turnaround, and then the adults will be 5 till 10. But with Manchester, because we've got that many kid fights on, we were second. We were thinking do we just not put an adult show on because there's just that many kids?
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
So it shows there's a big interest for this then.
Massive, yeah. So the adult show is probably going to be maybe 7 till 10. Just keep it short and keep it a limited card to maybe 20 fights.
Right. And how long does the fight last?
So the fights on the kids' side will be 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
It's a long time to roll around with someone, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
On the main card for the last 5-6 fights, there'll be 6 minutes because the belt's on the line.
Oh yeah.
But we've done a few different things this time as well. So they're going to be on stage. They can do the face-offs.
Yeah.
So one side's got the belt.
Yeah. See the way you cut your images on the stairs. It's good.
It gets the crowd going and it gives the fighters a good chance to stare each other down, which is good. We're adding press conferences the day before as well now.
Nice.
Which is another good thing. Because it's like, especially for sponsors, you can look at the kids when they're fighting, who's good, who's probably coming through. But it's good to hear their journey, their goal, what they want to do.
Yeah.
If you're a brand and you're...
Bit of media, soft media training, really.
Yeah.
really, if you're putting them in that environment to let them to kind of do that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we went to Liverpool Combat Academy maybe a month or two ago, and we were interviewing a few of the kids, and they're more confident than the adults. Like, they all want to be like Paddy the Baddie, and they want to be in the UFC. It's just different game now.
Yeah, they've been bored into it, whereas we were, what was it? Fucking hell. Well, I'm 42, mate. It's a bit older than you, but I remember watching the first UFC. Or the first, what was it, the Fighter Series UFC? Was it Ultimate Fighter?
The Ultimate Fighter, yeah, because they all used to
live in a house.
In the house, didn't they, together?
Yeah, still in the army. Used to buzz back down to camp on a Sunday night, or Sunday morning to get there. Yeah, it was like, whereas I suppose now, if younger people are just used to this, I mean, it was just when cage fighting was really starting to come in. I think that's when Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu probably started to, well, that's when all mixed martial arts, I think, got a bit of a light shone on it. So what's the aim? What's the long-term goal with it?
We want to go as big as we can. I think this year, again, it's learn to walk before you can run. You know, we want to tick the boxes, and there's a lot of people. I mean, we've had a lot of people message say, come down south, put a show on, which we will next year. Because this year, the priority was do Edinburgh up in Scotland, because if you look at Sunderland, Newcastle, that's the nearest point for them to get to. So we've always had a lot of support there coming down. So we wanted to return that favour. So we did that, and then Liverpool. I've always called Liverpool the sporting city. For MMA, obviously they got the football, but in regards to like the MMA, that it's a rowdy atmosphere. They get behind the fighters. When one fights, they all fight. So for an event, it's incredible. You can hear that. It feels like a big show. You can hear it. When one fight, the dancing, the singing.
Yeah.
And I think we're obviously going to Manchester next month. You're going to hear that again. We've got a lot of obviously scouts is coming over. We've got kids from Liverpool, kids from Manchester already. So yeah, that's going to be good. So I think for us, it was let's build the UK first. Let's get that right. We don't want to put a show on anywhere, and when you got a reputation, you want to tick all the boxes. You don't want to lose that in a night. You want everything to be right. So for us, the goal obviously the UK, but then we want to go to Europe. We want to go to America, 100%, definitely.
Yeah, we've got one of our little guys over in America at the moment. I think he's just won like the Pan America. He just won 3 or 4 championships. He's insane.
Wow.
Yeah, Taylor keeps joking. She's like, go and do some content where she just arm bars me. I'm like, not sure I want to.
Taylor's good, man. She's
choked out by a young teenage girl.
She might.
Sure.
She might embarrass you.
Oh, she definitely. I will have a go, mate. I'm not even that bothered, but no, it's good. Who have you got your eye on them? Obviously, in light of your career you've had in the game, who's a couple of fighters that stand out for you?
A few fighters that stand out. I think it's for different reasons. Like, it's a show where you've got the fighters that obviously you got your top guys. You Noah Tyndall and stuff. Your top guys. And then I think underneath that you've got fighters where they'll win some, they'll lose some, but it's the message they send.
Yeah, the heart they've got, maybe how they come back from loss.
They'll fight anyone.
I like that.
They'll go out there, and they come out with the flags, they're passionate for their own country, especially a lot of the Scottish girls.
Yeah.
And, they'll send a message about, obviously there's a lot of, stabbings going on at the minute. They'll say stuff about that, mental health.
Oh, right, yeah, of course.
They get behind each other and they send a good message, and they're using the stage to do that, which is always nice. So I think, again, because it's such a family-orientated show, we're personal. We spend a lot of time interacting with the fighters. We're a lot of competitions, they don't really do that. You enter, you fight. And
I went down. It's fairly just churn. People just getting ready to go on. They've got family or your little club or your gym, and that's it, really. Yeah,
I mean, we had a situation last week where someone commented about one of the girls saying she's too heavy for having the current belt she's got. So basically what happened was Megan went 5-0 in Nogi. She literally was just incredible. She won the belt, 50 kilograms. And now she's like 52, 53. But you got to keep in mind, the kids, naturally, they're growing. Naturally, they put weight on.
Can't be asking kids to start cutting weight at this early, right?
But, I mean, as soon as you go after kids and weight and women, it's a no-go, man. It's a no-go. So we shared a story, what they put on, and you should have seen the inbox. It was just blown up with support. And that's the thing. Everyone's got each other's back. And, win or lose, on or off the mat, you were building that energy's there. Yeah, good. It's nice, man.
Who else is it? Is there many? Is anyone really doing this in the kids' space? Is there?
Not for the sub-only side. There's been a few that's popped up recently, up in the northeast, again, you know, like I said, they're doing a lot of things that obviously they're trying to do things that we've done. It's a movement, isn't it? I mean,
It's huge. I don't know if it's just one of that red car syndrome when you focus on it, you see loads, but I think it's definitely a sport that's grown some serious legs in the last few years, participation wise.
Yeah, 100%. And we're going to support anyone, because at the end of the day, it's the kids that win. More shows, obviously, as long as people are doing it for the right reasons, and they're not just doing it for themselves, you know, for a quick buck. I think that's important.
Yeah,
you know, make sure you offer enough to people. Like I said, we've got the production and we've got all the stuff, but you know, it's offer enough to people.
Mate, it looks good from what I've seen. Like I said, I'm looking forward to the 13th. It's interesting. I wanted to get you on so we could talk a little bit about it, give it a bit of a platform. So what's your advice for anyone looking to probably put their kids, let's talk to the parents out there might be watching this, like what was the wisdom of someone that's kind of been there, done it, is now running something like you are for the younger generation? How do they get into it? Where do they start?
Yeah, I mean, start anywhere. Start today. Always obviously go through the coaches. We've said that, you know, make sure the coaches are happy. And we've always said, you know, you don't have to accept every fight we offer. Again, there's a skill to matching where we want both sides to win. So if you win the fight, you've won something. If you lose the fight, you're still taking something from it. There's a lot of competitions that, for example, you know, they'll matchmake, but it doesn't make sense. The fight doesn't make sense, and it's got to make sense. It's got to make sense for both individuals. I
suppose if you all know there's going to be a bit of a clear winner, there's got to be progression on the other side for the inevitable loser. I suppose you was talking about it. It's the boxing stuff with that. Look, what's his name? Mateo Moses. I'm telling you, it's fucking the new kid that they're trying to slate, and you're like about getting matched up with certain people. And the inevitable thing, like, imagine everyone that walked in with Mike Tyson, they knew they were going to lose, but someone's got to fight him.
Yeah.
You know, when does it not make sense?
Especially with kids, you've got to be a little bit more focused on it. Like for the adults, for example, they'll probably be a little bit more open to leeway in regards to weight and stuff. Yeah. With kids, you've got to keep in mind, obviously, the age, the weight.
You're still a bit of an extended custodian of it all, really, aren't you?
Yeah.
Protecting themselves from what they don't know. Or
yeah, and you've got to, you know, you've got to put yourself in the customer's shoes and the parent's shoes. You know, they have to feel safe.
Yeah.
You know, it is important to get right.
Yeah, everyone forgets it's a combat sport at the end of the day, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not like chess.
So, look, I mean, to answer your question, anyone can enter the show. Yeah. They can. We've always said, you know, just make sure you've got probably some experience, go through your coach, make sure your club's happy, and then go for it. The stage is there for kids to express themselves, and you'll notice as well from the first show compared to now, the personalities are coming out a lot more. You know, because at first, obviously, I mean, don't get me wrong, you're still nervous and you know you get butterflies and stuff, but you can see how they're owning it now. They found a way to win.
And the whole event raises, right?
Yeah. We've got I'm trying to get my guys over from America as well,
right,
to do some filming. Because my dad, he's got his own tequila brand.
Yes, I remember you saying.
Yeah. So we've got a reality TV show coming out soon. Yeah, which is, well, the documentary's already on Amazon and Apple TV. And I'm trying to pull a few things together where we can get the filming crew in there and we can get a little episode filmed.
Fine. What's the reality TV show?
So again, that's all on the tequila.
Right.
It's coming over a lot more in the UK now than it was before.
Yeah.
It's massive in America.
I know tequila's really big, but tequila tastes different over there, right? I went to Atlanta with one of the bar owners, and it wasn't like it is here with a lemon and salt.
Glad you said that.
It was beautiful.
Point. Yeah. Well, you know what it's like when you know back in the day when you go out with your mates. You shot it, wouldn't you? You shot the tequila. It's like, it's nasty, isn't it?
Real tequila's lovely.
Yeah. Well, it's you want that pure tequila where you put a glass down, you put some ice in, and it doesn't burn you throat.
Not at all.
It's nice. You can drink it all night.
Yeah.
And you don't get a hangover the next day.
You don't, mate. You slid over. We were at the huge sports bar in Atlanta. It was when I was at Monster. We were over there with the Super Bowl with the Domino's guys. I was like, I'll stay and host in the bar because I do like a drink. And it was speaking to the bloke that owned it. The sports bar's fucking huge, mate. He's like, listen, he let me go. He goes down to Mexico to the actual, what do you call it, a vineyard?
Yeah, the distillery.
Distillery.
Yeah.
But this thing had just got a fucking label on it, mate. It was he sat there and he pours it. I think it was about this big. It's like, nah. So just drink it. You know, when you're like, That's not tequila. He's like stupid Brits. He's like, it's like what you drink is like petrol.
Yeah.
Really, really nice.
It's a different ball game, 100%, and they all drink it. Yeah.
So what got you into that? Or what got you into that?
Well, my dad's always been in the nightclub industry.
Right.
So he used to have a nightclub called, well, it used to be called Sugar Lounge. A lot of footballers used to go. Then it used to be called Sugar Butter. It's where Dean's Get Locks is, you know, the Hilton Hotel.
Yeah.
There's a few, it's more of a younger environment around there. And he had that for years. Since COVID, the mindset has changed a lot, because I was saying to your business partners before that in America it's back to normal now. Where over here in the UK the mindset has changed, where a lot of people, I mean, you'll know what it's like. We didn't used to go out till 11, 12 o'clock at night when it used to get going.
Yeah.
You'd be out till 4, 5, 6 in the morning. Where now it's a lot of people are drinking and having a bit of food and then they're calling it. It's not like it used to be.
No, is it? Oh, no, mate. Very different.
We changed, because through time you need obviously refurb and stuff, and we ended up changing it to El Diablo Tequila and Taco Bar. So it was like picky street food during the day. So you'd have nachos, tacos, all that. And it was my brother that said, we've got our own Mexican restaurant bar, but we've not got tequila. And tequila's a massive space. So we did a bit of research and we ended up going with the same distillery that George Clooney got, obviously, his tequila from.
Yeah.
The Casamigos with his friend, his best friend, because they sold for $1 billion.
Big money, all these like...
Crazy.
Well, The Rock's the same. He's
Terramana, yeah.
Terramana.
He's, I'm not a fan of the tequila taste itself, but he's gone for the volume, so it's not high end. Because obviously you got the different flavors. Because when you go to most bars, it's they'll give you the blanco one, or the silver tequila as they call it in America, where it's cheaper. If you get like the Añejo, extra Añejo, where it's barreled for a good few years, it's more expensive.
Yeah.
So he's gone for, obviously, like your Blanco, which is, it's cheaper, but he's gone for the volume. Obviously, he's got a massive following, hasn't he?
Huge, man. Imagine he's just sold that first post. Done.
Yeah.
Every brand's dream.
It's great. I mean, you look at a lot of celebrities now, they're getting into like the gin, they're getting into wine. They're getting into...
Connor, 600 million?
Yeah.
What's that, 4 years? 3 years?
Yeah.
Top of 12? Beckham's just done IM8, which is kind of in my world with this stuff, you know.
Right.
Hard. But how are you finding it then? Is it going well?
Yeah, it's gone really good, especially in America. Yeah, we've started to really push things now a lot more. America, it's been probably in a good 20 states over there.
Jesus, and each state, people forget it's like trying to work in a fucking different country.
Yeah, well, it's all the different rules, you know.
It's not easy.
It's a Republican state. There's different laws.
So who's out there doing that for you? Your dad?
My dad's always over there. Yeah, so that's why I was saying to your partners earlier, we do go over to America a lot, and then we're trying to get the tequila anytime soon, get it over to obviously the UK, get it over to Spain and that. So we want to film another episode for the show, because the thing is, you could spend so much on advertising and marketing, but it doesn't mean you're going to sell. Where if you filmed a reality TV show, you know, if you get that on Amazon, you get that on Netflix, people are naturally going to see it.
100%.
And the brand itself, you've just got to try it. Once you try it, you know, I'm not going to be a salesperson.
You better brought a bottle.
Do you know what?
Oh,
you're going to kill me for this.
I'm going to have to come to Manchester.
When you come back next month, I'll have a bottle though.
Mate, game on. So I think this is an interesting concept. This is a businessman now, so we can flip into the founder stuff, I guess. But consumption of content's different. I think the algorithms have already changed online. I think community is more important than it's ever been, or the need to build it. I think it's going to be harder than anyone even imagines to build, and it takes more time. You're right, like long form content is at the most this, but I hadn't thought your own reality TV program. I mean, that's funded by a brand is a healthy marketing budget at most, right? It's quite a good idea.
I think the mindset behind it is, don't throw it in someone's face, invite them.
Just to be part of the story, mate. Monster Energy never wanted to be the story, just be part of it.
That's it. So I think by having it there, people can watch it if they want to watch it. It's there for them. And if you look at, I mean, social media now, a lot of people, especially you see a lot of clothing brands, they're using the influencers now to push their brands. You know, you see a lot of, you know, shows like Love Island and stuff that I guess a lot of people, it's not necessarily, like, look at Mayweather, for example. He makes a good point of it. There's a lot of people now that don't need talent. It's not about working hard. Sometimes it's about working smart. Yeah. It's, you know, using...
If you build an audience, let's look at marketing budget. Marketing budget, all you're trying to do is create an audience.
Yeah.
If you already got one, it's a lot, and you could have one for completely opposite reasons. I think Adam Collard, remember him? So I spoke a little bit. Someone was at Monster who used to talk to me. He just come off Love Island. You see now he's just in the SAS program, isn't he?
Yeah.
Some of the comments I looked the other day is quite nice because they were like, this bloke's come a long way from just probably being, he even says, well, it's a fucking womanizer and 18, 19, we've all fucking been there when we were younger. And now but his whole career has been fledged off what I think is a dog shit show. But it's how it's gone full circle. That gave him his platform, million followers. We did speak to him a few times when he was at Monster, but his engagement wasn't great. Found his way in fitness. He's now excelling in the fitness space and ends up on reality TV, another one, I hope, but it's completely changed, I suppose, the perception that the people have him. I think that's quite a healthy way to do it, because you get a lot of these guys that go into it and then end up with mental health problems because they're getting battered by the public for being on a platform. But then you've got an audience, like you say, to sell things or influence people or build something with quite easy.
Yeah, I think it's about keeping your feet on the ground.
Big time.
Be humble.
Yeah.
Always remember where you came from, and if you can make the world a better place, and it's how do you eat an elephant? It's a bite at a time. Don't try and outdo yourself. Just look after your family, look after yourself, and if you can help people, because a lot of times, if someone won the lottery tomorrow, my sensei, my coach always used to say, you probably couldn't count your full hand of how many people would be happy for you. And I think that's where a lot of times the mindset's gone wrong. I think if you can help people, motivate people, and encourage people, go for it. Mate,
we're from tribes. I couldn't echo that stance anymore. So I try and pull people into the businesses I try and create, because people think it's the point of doing it all on your own. Been there and done it. It's like most of the time, if you're trying to achieve something, get somewhere, the majority of people are still stuck at work or doing other things. There's we're tribal, right? Mm-hmm. Tribes used to exist for a reason. I think it's been quite lost, isn't it? People.
Yeah, that's a good point. I remember going to school and I was terrible at school. It just didn't interest me at all.
Same.
I pulled out of school early, very early actually. I've always been, if I enjoy something, I'll do it good.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of times, like I see school. You've got to read, you've got to learn to read, you've got to learn to write, it makes your life easier. But I just see school a lot of times where you're on your own, where if you make a mistake, you're punished for it. Where in life, you learn from it. And I think the mindset's different.
Yeah, there's no safe space to fail, mate. We talked about this.
And I think, again,
good point.
It goes to exams. You could have 20 questions there. And let's say you need 16 to pass. You might have got, 15 right. And it's not, well, you got all these right. These are the ones you did wrong. It's not. Try again.
Yeah. And still, mate, on these 50-50s, you could still misinterpret some of them. Like, I've focused on the human language quite a bit in the last 15 years, because it's the only thing that helped me probably move on from being how I was as a person when I left the army. I was super objection orientated. I'm still a bit of a whirlwind to be around now. I'm well aware of that. Like, you either fucking like me or you don't. I don't really give a fuck. I like Marmite, but I feel through understanding language more, and it sounds daft. I remember fucking people saying, but it's like, and Jordan Peterson says it, communication is where it starts. There's so much things that are open to misinterpretation.
Yeah.
Like, you could use one word, success. Fucking hell, everyone in this room now would have a different version of what it means.
Yeah.
But very rarely was I used to being around people, or did I myself ask, well, what do you mean first? When you say, if someone explains something to me, I'll try and be a bit patient to understand. I just need to make sure exactly I've understood where their orientation's from, what their position is from, because it's easy to wade into something.
Yeah.
Some of them questions you still read, you're like, well, that could be a bit ambiguous.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, they've got it's not even A's and C's anymore, is it? Or something? Are they on numbers or something?
Yeah, and it's like over texting, communication.
Yeah.
You could, someone could say something, you could take it completely wrong.
Yeah, because we don't bother with grammar.
Yeah.
No, grammar's kind of gone.
It's only when with someone in person, you can see the mannerisms, how they come across, how you say things, the volume of it as well. And I think, again, in life, I think the teamwork is a big thing. Like when it comes to school, I think you're kind of like a lone ranger, aren't you? A little bit. Where like with a show, like I've said many times, it's not about me. I couldn't do everything. I couldn't do all that myself.
No.
I need referees. I need girls on the door. I need an announcer. It's all about putting, I think, the right people in the right spots. I think I've always been good at building a good team, and I know what people
off of vision
are capable of.
Yeah, you've clearly got a big vision to do something like what you're doing. You're producing. The perfect instance. Look at Joe Rogan. The impact he had on the UFC base. He was part of it. And who was it? Who was the referee? Was it Big Fern? I can't remember his name.
Look at Joe Rogan. It's a good point you brought him up. He took a front row seat for nothing. He didn't get paid for the first few years, and he just said,
Exactly.
"Don't pay me.
Yeah, just love.
You've given me the best job in the world.
Yeah.
Literally the best job. I'm watching a sport that I absolutely admire. I love it. And I mean, I've just come back from Dubai, and a lot of my friends moved out there, and now they're making so much money because you're around so much opportunity. The mindset, you're building connections, because it's not always what you know, it's who you know.
Yeah.
And I think I'm a big believer in that. And look at his podcast. His podcast is...
Mate, it's when the Spotify renewed it for a quarter, 250 mil, wasn't it? And all the like, you put it everywhere now. You're like, yes.
Yeah. But he's...
perfect example.
He's class, though. He's class.
But I think he's synonymous with the UFC. Do you know what I mean? Like, someone to choose him. Who is it? Bruce Buffer's the other one.
Bruce Buffer, yeah, because his brother does the boxing, doesn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, what's he get? £1 million a fight just to...
Yeah, it's crazy money.
Insane. But all part of a production, part of an end vision, end goal, which you're banging for. Look, mate, it's been mint to have you on. I'm probably will try and do a bit when we come up on the 13th with you, a bit of behind the scenes maybe of the day. We'll definitely be picking up with the athletes we've got there. I'm sure there's some other bits we could do together, mate, as well.
Definitely.
Chat about off camera.
You know, you guys just let us know what you need.
Mate,
you're more than welcome. The show's there. We'll give you behind the scene access. You know, get some interviews done and some footage. And like you said, you know, I love the brand. It's a great brand. What you guys are doing. There's a few things as well that you've got up your sleeve. Listen to your partners and that. But no, appreciate you having us as well.
Mate, it's good to have you. Top man. Cheers, bud.
Legend. God bless, brother.
Mate, easy.